The man divorced his wife 101 times in 3 years. After today's divorce, he assumed she would beg him to reconcile like always. So as soon as they left the registry office, he exchanged a look with his buddy. He had his buddy stick out a foot and trip his wife as she walked by. Her leg burst into heavy bleeding because of it. But the man pretended he didn't see anything. And when his buddy asked whether they should take her to the hospital or go meet the scheming girl, he chose the latter without hesitation. Then he turned and left with his buddies. He even sped up the car to splash filthy water all over her. Yet the heartless jerk still had no idea that this time she would never beg him to remarry her again. 3 years earlier, she had accidentally discovered her father cheating with her aunt. All she did was scold him for betraying her mother. But her scheming cousin smeared her mother as a cheater. When she pushed the cousin away, her father slapped her so hard she lost her hearing. Right then a fire broke out in the next room. Even injured, she rushed through the flames to save her husband. Moments later, a falling beam knocked her out as she shielded him. Her scheming cousin took credit for saving him, so her husband believed she hadn't saved him at all and held a grudge. He filed for divorce 101 times over the next 3 years, and every excuse was more ridiculous than the last. Either her cooking wasn't to his taste or her clothes weren't what he liked. Since she always begged him to reconcile, he arranged for his buddy to trip her again outside the registry office. He even splashed dirty water on her as he drove off. He had no clue she was already completely brokenhearted, so she immediately called a stranger and said if he funded her mother's project, she would divorce her husband in a month and marry him instead. Right after the call, she saw her scheming cousin flaunting a jade bracelet. She instantly recognized it as her mother's keepsake. She rushed to a club to confront her instead of going to the hospital. There she saw her cousin hugging her husband. Angry, she shoved the door open and barged inside. Her husband assumed she had come to reconcile after the divorce, but she ignored him completely and asked the cousin why she had her mother's bracelet. Her husband answered first, flatly saying he gave the bracelet to the scheming girl. He said her dead mother's bracelet was nothing but junk. He'd buy her 100 more to make up for it. Hearing that, the cousin felt emboldened. She grabbed a drink and held it out to her. She said if she drank it, she would return the bracelet. Her friend quickly warned that she was allergic and couldn't drink it, but the scheming girl kept pushing, even urging everyone to pressure her. Seeing her hesitate, her husband walked straight up to her and forced the drink down her throat. Then he shoved her to the ground. When she thought the cousin would finally return the bracelet, the cousin taunted her like a dog crawling for it. As she reached out, the cousin smashed the bracelet on the floor. That act pushed her over the edge. She stood up ready to fight her, but her husband grabbed her, blamed everything on her, said she failed to catch it and dared to blame others. Then he slapped her hard, breaking her expensive hearing aid. He didn't spare her a single glance as he stormed out with the scheming girl. After she was discharged, she bought another hearing aid, but it emptied all her savings, so she took a job shooting photos at a studio. Her first client turned out to be the scheming girl brought by her husband. Seeing them, she wanted to refuse, but she needed the money, so she endured it. Then the cousin pretended her eyes were hurt by the flash, making her husband scold her for being unprofessional and demand a replacement. Then the scheming girl pretended to trip over a cable, sending a massive studio light crashing toward her. Her husband almost rushed to protect her, but hesitated a second later. If his wife saw he still cared, she'd become arrogant again, so he chose to shield the scheming girl instead.